Now we're back with step 8. Copy the formula from E5, which is where we were working, all the way down the range to E6. We click on cell E5 and we get an autofill handle. It's going to copy our formula all the way down and compensate for those yes, no answers. And that's the end of step 8. Step 9. Apply the accounting number format to the range E5 to E11. So I'm going to click E5 and drag down to E11 to highlight the whole thing. I'm going to go to the Home tab, come over to the number panel, click on Accounting Formatting, and move so we have 2 decimals and a $sign to the left of the cell. I'm going to save, and that's the end of step 9. Step 10. Insert a function in cell G5. So we're working over here in monthly payments. To calculate the first student's monthly payment using an appropriate relative and absolute cell reference. It's asking us to use the PMT function. A PMT function calculates monthly payments. And if you'll look, we have a $400 ring that added on personalization that's going to cost us $420. But if you'll look right down here, down column F, you can see that he's going to make payments for 1 year or 12 months. But way down here, Ranger, who bought the platinum ring for $750, he's going to make payments for 3 years. So we need to be able to compensate for the difference in payments as well as making 12 monthly payments over each year period. We're going to click in cell G5. We're going to go ahead and go to our Formulas tab. And this time, we're going to pick the financial book. We're going to go down to PMT, and be careful, there's lots of financial formulas, and there's even a couple that start with P. Make sure you get the PMT, which calculates payments for a loan based on a constant payment and an interest rate. We get a function dialog argument box, and we need to calculate our rate. Now, I'm going to pull this down so you can see where we're looking at. And we need to go a little bit smaller. So you can see that we're going to be down here with an interest rate. We're going to be working with an interest rate, and I'm going to go ahead and make that yellow so you need to know which color. And we're no longer working with the personal charges, the surcharge for the monogramming. We already did that, and we don't need our totals right at the second. We will in a minute, but right now our focus is on interest rate, which I was going to make yellow, and on monthly payments. So I'm going to click in my cell G5. I'm going to head on over to my formulas and look for that financial PMT again, since I made some changes. Here's my PMT. And what we need to do is come up with a rate that we're going to be charged for that interest. It's down here in cell B22. Now, we don't want Excel to keep calculating down the column. We only want it to grab the rate from cell B22. So again, we'll be doing our absolute references. We can highlight that and click cell F4, or we can put a $sign before the B column and before the 22nd row. Then we also need to tell Excel that our rate will be divided over a 12-month period of time. So we type divide 12. You can also see it up here in the function bar. And now we need to know what period of months that's going to be. It's going to be 12 months. And then we need to be able to calculate, I'm sorry. That needs to be, the NPER needs to be F5 for how many years we're going to have this charge of our monthly payment, but then we also need to multiply that by the 12 months. So our first person, Dotson, will be paying for 12 months, but remember, Ranger down here, who's going to borrow the money for 3 years, is going to be paying for 36 months. And now we're going to come down to the present value. The present value would come back as a negative value. Excel would calculate as a negative value, and we're going to put a negative sign, so a negative times negative will give us a positive value back, and we're going to click the total amount. So we'll have a monthly payment with a positive amount. Then all we do is say OK. And Dodson, who bought the silver ring, will be paying $35.57 a month.